I love this picture of shared goals and accountability. What does that look like in practice? How do you create that? Because I think it's so easy for either the leader or the other members of the organization to point to that leader and say, no, it's you. You're the one who's accountable for this. How do you kind of create that shared goals and accountability?
Funny enough, it actually comes at the end of a longer process. It's hard to start there because we live in a world where things do move so quickly. And if we need to make the shift, we need to buy everybody a little bit more time. So there are actually some other leadership disciplines that come before you really can get to it, which I'll just share in a real high level overview. First of all, you've got to find a way to manage your own attention, because if you're constantly being pulled in different directions, there's just no way that you're going to be able to pull yourself out of the cycle of mediocrity. Secondly, you've got to find a way to effectively delegate down to your team those things that fall outside of your main area of expertise. So as you look down your to-do list and ask yourself, is there somebody on my team who, with the right advice, guidance, and coaching, could do this? The answer is you should probably find a way to delegate it, particularly if it's an ongoing task. Now, you've got to do that effectively, of course, and make that work. So you manage your own attention, ensure that the work is being facilitated and passed around your team effectively. You got to support folks towards high performance, which means not lurking over their shoulder and checking in every 5 minutes on how things are going, but getting really clear on what the outcome is and saying to them, I am open to talk through this with you at any point. But this is yours. Like, I believe in you. I know that you can do this, and let's ensure that we meet regularly enough so that you're comfortable, but you got to support high performance in that way. Then you've got to be able to have those difficult conversations when things are not going to plan. You got to be able to help folks course correct. It's only once you've done those 4 things and you've built a little bit of proficiency in it that you can really start talking about building shared accountability, because they're the foundation of trust that your people need from you, that if they get together and set some shared goals, they know that they're going to be able to take care of it and you're going to be there to support them. If they don't have that belief, then it's really hard to just transition away from you leading through through acts of heroism to you saying, hey, we're all going to create shared goals. But once you get there, the goal as a leader is to ensure that the goals that your team are setting for themselves add up to an overarching goal that your team's working on. They are complementary, not in conflict. Doesn't mean that 2 people can't have the same goal. Doesn't mean that you can't have 2 salespeople that are, trying to be the top salesperson for the month. But if salesperson A wins, and by nature of that means that salesperson B has to lose, cannot achieve their goals, that's not where you want to go at all. Your goals have to be complementary. You've got to have a process by which people feel open and free to share their goals. They can't be in the dark, because if they're in the dark, then we're just never going to be able to set and achieve those shared goals. And you've got to have a process by which your team comes together to celebrate the success of individual achievement of your goals, and to act as a support group, to act as folks that can carry you through whenever somebody else on the team isn't achieving their goals, so that it doesn't feel like it's this negative exercise. Often what teams get wrong is they come in and they're like, well, we achieved this one and this one, that's great, and we just didn't do this one. And we don't talk about that. We should feel comfortable to come and say, hey, I'm really struggling with this one for this reason or that reason. And for your team to say, hey, well, let me help out, or here, have you thought about this? Or, maybe you want to go in this direction, that we're a support group for one another. And you'll know that you've achieved it when you can take a vacation or a trip or some time off. Your team will actively still want to get together on a weekly or a monthly or a quarterly basis to review their own success as a team, to be there for one another. But again, like I said, you got to build those other disciplines. Otherwise, there's no foundation for it.